Congratulations for making the second best decision you will be making this entire year. That is of course presuming that your first best decision was clicking on my salon secrets video, and now welcome to this one. I am here to help protect you against the scammers because the scammers are scamming. Once upon a time I was out with a friend. She was a very beautiful girl and a lot of guys were hitting on her, and she did not want that attention, and she told them, back off, I'm not interested. And the guys kept on swarming. So I put my arms out like that and I made a barricade and I physically stopped them from getting to her, and she was very grateful that I did that for her. Now I'm doing that for you to help protect you from the scammers, and at the end of the day you are the ones who can stop them. So the first thing that you need to look out for is white labeling. Now there's a lot of different elements to it, but I'm going to make it really simple for you. Essentially there'll be a product that exists already, shampoo, conditioner, whatever it will be, and a brand gets their own label and slaps it on and they say this is my brand, when it is not their brand. It is essentially, yes, maybe it is their brand, but it's not their formula, it's not their product, it's just something generic off the shelf that they've slapped their own label on. You're just paying for the marketing. You're not actually paying for a good, powerful product. This product is not made to solve any problems. It is essentially just a filler product. It might not be bad, might not be good. It's just in the middle. It just exists. Watch out for that because that is a big thing that's been happening these days. I even noticed one of these ones exposing themselves on Instagram. They accidentally forgot to hide the part that said where it was originally made, and I laughed a little bit about that, but I know most people, even if they see the part where it's originally made, they wouldn't even know what that means. So be careful because that's very real. Once upon a time it was all just straight hair and it was trying to get rid of the curls. Brands were trying to sell products to people that will make them turn their curls straight. Now a lot of beautiful curly girls came along and basically said, no, we're not doing that, we're going to love our natural hair. Then these brands realized, oh, these people are actually not going to buy from us because they like their natural hair now. So what a lot of these brands have done is then they've got their own curly range. Sometimes you won't even know that it is a offshoot of another brand, but that is just what they do. And these curly ranges are then actually not made by people with curls, not even made for curly girls, just made to make a buck. And a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times how you can know if these products are just filler products, once again not actually there to help you, is it'll be like a 8-in-1 product, something like that. Not always, but a lot of times. Another thing they'll say a lot of times is you can rinse it out or leave it in. Not really, that's not really how it works in the curly world. You're not having an optimal product by leaving it in, so be wary of that. And then finally, another thing is a lot of times these products will make your hair very greasy and very heavy. Another big thing to catch out is if they say no silicones, no sulfates, generally, not always, I'm being very strict here, but generally avoid. And the reason why is because there is a massive list of ingredients that should be avoided, not just those ones. Those are just the buzzwords and the words that people know. But a plant-powered product, one that's actually made for curls, isn't going to be saying, oh, you know, avoids these as like the front and center. Like they can say it avoids those ingredients, but if that's like their main thing, it's like, hey, you should buy this product because there's no silicones or sulfates. So what? How about you should buy this product because it nourishes your hair from inside out, you know, adds shine, adds health, adds elasticity. These are good reasons to buy a product, not, oh, no silicones, no sulfates. And that's what a lot of times those big brands will do. Made in, fill in the blank. Now, a lot of things are made there. You know, you can buy a mirror that's made from a place that doesn't have very high regulation, and that's okay because it doesn't really matter that much. But when it comes to personal care, when it comes to liquids and creams, things that's going to be absorbed into your hair and your skin and your nose that you're going to smell, you do want to be a little bit extra fussy and careful with them. Australia does have quite high regulation when it comes to personal care and ingredients and manufacturing, whereas a lot of other countries don't. And that's not to dismiss all other countries, like there are other places that do definitely have high standards, but a lot of brands are starting to take shortcuts and go to these very cheaper countries and get absolute rubbish. And sometimes what is even mentioned on the packaging is different to what's actually inside the bottle. So be careful. You do not want to get your hair fried off, but also using a product with toxins can literally take years off your life. So be careful, stay safe out there. There is especially one that's been going around on Instagram a lot lately. I think Facebook too. I'm just not on Facebook. And I've had a lot of girls in my salon be using it, and I'll say to them, you know, that's made in, and then a lot of times they'll say, yeah, well, that explains a lot. A lot of girls come into my salon and they say, oh, I'm so happy that you have curly hair. And they'll say, the last salon I went to and the last curly cut I had, it was done by a hairdresser with straight hair. And I say, well, thank you, I'm glad that you like my hair and that you're happy that I have curls, but you need to understand that having curly hair is the bare minimum. Representation is important, but in this situation, I am here to give my expertise and my knowledge to you, and that qualification, those certifications, the hours put into growing and developing my skills is very important. And unfortunately, the curly world has just been fed scraps for so long that it's just become normal for someone else with curls to look at them as an authority when they really aren't. At the end of the day, there is a very big difference between getting your information from Instagram and TikTok and actually getting a proper qualification. So make sure that wherever you're going, whether it be a cut or just products you're getting online, make sure that you are getting it from someone who is actually certified, because it's a bit sad and a bit of a joke that the bar is down here for curly girls. The bar should be up here. You should be able to get great products and from someone who actually knows what they're doing, who can select a proper range, who knows every curl type, not just their own. You deserve the world. You deserve personalized care and respect. So make sure you look out for that. It's funny because AI has been around for decades, like 30 plus years, but only now people are becoming a bit more aware to it. But back in the day, back in the 2000s, what a lot of brands would do is they would get a girl with her natural hair as the before, and then they'll go through the rest of her hair with a curling iron and say this is the after. And they'll literally say an outright lie, this is what's going to happen to your curls if you use our curl cream before natural and then literally heat styled as the after. And that is really awful. That's degenerate behavior. We're talking about people with insecurities and concerns that are looking for help, and they're just being sold an absolute lie, and I think that's horrible. But now what we're seeing is taking it one step further, where it's not even a real human that they're pulling that scam on, they're actually using AI. And it is sad because it's getting more and more realistic, and it is so unethical to say this is the before and it's AI, not even a real human, not even real hair, and then this is the after and it's not even real. I am now more than ever seeing girls come into my salon with AI versions of themselves saying this is what I want. And I look at the AI and I have to gently say to them, that's not you though. She's got 3 times as much hair as you. The AI has literally put 3 times as much hair on you. And this is the thing as well, I don't say it to people because I don't want to crush them, but AI will change your face. Even if you just say, oh, show me what my hair would look like with a butterfly cut, it will change your face. It will make your eyes brighter. It will make your teeth brighter. It will make your nose smaller, whatever it will be, it changes your face. So please be careful, not only when it comes to brands using AI to sell you something, even when you're trying to get an indication of what something will look like on yourself, be careful. It is all a trap. Please take care of yourself. I've been in the industry 5 years, and 5 years ago, what was viral is not viral now. There were 2 brands in particular that were so popular, and even when I'll tell people who don't even have curly hair that I work in the curly hair industry, they would be familiar with these 2 brands, and they'll bring them up. Oh, do you know this one? Do you know that one? I'm like, yes, I know them. They're not great. They're not amazing. They're not bad either. They're kind of just mid-tier, but they were everywhere and everyone was talking about them. And to be honest, people were liking them, because if you're used to absolute rubbish and then you have something that's mid-tier, you're going to be over the moon, right? So people were happy with them. But at the end of the day, once again, they were viral. Now, fast forward 5 years down the track, no one is talking about them. No one. In fact, in our salon, we have like a little form for people to fill out, and we always ask, what brands are you currently using? So it's very important. But nobody uses those brands anymore. So I think it's really funny. And one time, a couple months ago, someone put one of these brands down, and I thought, oh my goodness, that is a blast from the past, because nobody uses that anymore. So be careful with viral stuff. Sometimes they are just a pump and dump. They don't care. They're not there to improve your life long term. I do genuinely think that seeing how long a store or a brand has been in business for is quite important and quite revealing, because if it's a pump and dump, a quickie, you know, they don't care, you know. And I've seen a lot of brands come and go, even in just the 5 years, a lot come and go. A representative from a distributor came into my salon a few days ago, and we were just having a chat. We stocked their brand, we love their brand, and we love working with them. They're great people. And we were just talking, and she had mentioned about counterfeits, and she actually brought some counterfeit products to show my team, and we were all quite shocked because the counterfeits and the original looked so similar. It wasn't until she pointed out the very subtle differences that we realized what was different. But you have to be careful, of course, because just because on the outside they look the same, on the inside they're very different. So we were just chatting about these counterfeit products, and she told me about a store, an online store that has been selling these counterfeit products. and she said that they aren't getting them from the distributor, so therefore wherever they're getting them from, it is counterfeit, it's not legitimate. And I thought it was so interesting because I see their ads all the time, and they've got a really large range of hair care products, and I fell for it fully. And the thing is, a lot of times you'll see like a $5 version versus a $50 version. Like obviously the $5 one is counterfeit. In this situation, it was only a couple dollars cheaper than the original, so it didn't even look suspicious. Be careful. One thing that helps, not every brand has this, and it's kind of hard. Salon directories and see like the authorized stockists that stock certain brands. Not every brand has it, which is annoying. Also, then not every brand actually keeps up with their newer stockists. But if you see like a store and you see them mentioned on a few different brand websites, then obviously that like kind of gives a good little cross-reference to see, yep, they're legitimate. Even if they're not on every directory, at least you can see they are legitimate. Careful, because counterfeit stuff is very real. This year, I feel like the scams have intensified. But something to keep in mind moving forward is ask yourself a simple question. When you're not sure if something is legitimate, just think, what value is this adding? Both the product itself and the brand and the store that you're buying it from. Make sure, what value are they adding? You know, are they actually trained professionals, or are they someone who's basically done it as a side hobby and they're trying to do a pump and dump, make a quick buck off you and move on? Are they someone who has actually invested time, resources, energy into this industry? If they donate, that is definitely a bonus. A lot of brands and stores in the curly world do donate, which is beautiful. We donate, and I would love to donate to more, currently just to McGrath, but that's always really cool. A lot of our brands do like One Tree Planted, stuff like that, so that's also nice as well. So you need to think, what value is this adding to you? What value is this adding to society, to the community? You need to think as a whole, what value is this giving? If it is literally just an ad, a pump and dump, you know, no one's using it, or you know, it's registered in another country, maybe if it's registered in Australia but they're just importing and they're not telling you where it's from, just be very careful, because you want value. You are the center of attention and you deserve to have the world. If you have a problem, whether that be flat roots or oily scalp or undefined curls, whatever it is, you deserve for that problem to be solved, not have to go down a rabbit trail of spending $500 until you finally find something that works. You deserve something that actually works for you and that is made or run by people who genuinely care.